This video is going out to little Mr. Jordan. What's up, little Mr. Jordan? I've been meaning to do this video for you for about 2 weeks, because your mom told me that you have a real talent for art, and you reminded me of me, so I wanted to send you this video. And I just wanted to let you know that that's a gift from God. And you know, just like any gift that you get, you gotta take care of it. And you take care of it by you keep drawing. Continue to draw. I mean, you can get a sketch pad in the car and just draw while you're in the car. Draw whatever's in your mind. It's just draw. When I was little, I used to draw on toilet paper. I used to draw on the walls. I used to draw on the floor. Of course, I used to get in trouble for that. So my mother bought me my very first sketchbook. And I just started drawing. And I started drawing characters. That noise is my son playing a video game. But I started drawing characters at first. And then I started drawing the character. But then I would fill a whole paper up with drawings around that character, and it got to be fun to fill that whole page up with stuff going on and planes and all that stuff. And then I started learning about different ways to draw, like put a big dominant thing in the middle and then have a whole bunch of other things going on around it. So you'll learn all that, but it's fun to discover all that. So with that being said, I wanted to show you my progression. So I want to show you something that my mother kept a lot of my childhood drawings. My grandmother was a pastor of a church, and she used to have these visions, and she used to tell us about the vision, and I used to draw them. And so she told us about this road, this golden road to heaven that she had a vision of, and she was telling us all this stuff, and I was fascinated. I was like, wow, I can see that in my head. And I started drawing it, and I did this. I don't know if you can see it. See, that's the golden road to heaven, and then, like, you know, this is heaven over here, and this is the golden road. And I don't know, I put water in the background. See, I used to fill a whole paper up. I drew a sun up there with clouds around it, then I drew a whole bunch of water down here. And I made the pathway narrow, so, you know, symbolizing that, you know, the way to do things well, a lot of people don't take that road. You know, good people, there's only a few people on the good road. There's a whole bunch of people going the bad road. So that was my grandmother's vision. I think I was 9 years old. She didn't write the age on there, but I think I was like 9 years old. And then I drew something else for my grandmother. She, I don't know why I drew this. I can't remember why. But I drew it, and then I painted it. That's when I started dabbling in paint. And so, I don't know why I drew this, but it's a horse. I think I was about 9 years old when I drew this horse. And I started painting it and all of that stuff. I couldn't tell you why I drew this horse, but I drew it, and gave it to my grandmother, and she had it on her wall for years. You can see, I don't know if you can notice, the paper is yellow. I drew it for years and years and years. So that was my gift to my grandmother. I drew so much, Jordan. I drew so much, like all the time. Like if I was finished with my schoolwork, I would be drawing at my desk. When I went in the bathroom, and you know when you gotta sit down and use the bathroom, yeah, when you gotta do that, drawing, man. So my mother bought me a sketch pad, and she brought me a sketch pad, and I started to draw in the bathroom, draw everywhere, draw on the porch, draw everywhere. And I would draw superhero kind of characters, kind of like your basketball dude with the basketball head. But I like to draw muscle men. So the first thing I drew, this was the sketch pad. You see how it's beat up. But the first thing I drew was this muscle man on the back. I think I was like 12 or so. I drew that muscle man on the back of the sketch pad. I don't know why. But anyway, just little themey stuff I was doing. And here's one about I was drawing this picture about how you can, you know, when you sell your house, people come into your house and they look at it to see if they want to buy it. Well, sometimes people come in your house and look at it and steal. So I was just thinking about that one day, and I drew this. There's a lady there showing her house for sale, but then she got a big chain on it with a big lock on it. Like, look, you can come look, but don't be stealing from me. Don't be stealing my house. And I thought that was pretty cool. You know, that's not bad for some, you know. And what you think of that, Jordan? Tell me. You gotta make me a video response and tell me what you think of my drawings when I was your age. So I drew another drawing pertaining to that same topic of stealing and burglary. Because where I'm from, you know, people be trying to do that. So I drew this big masked burglar, happy to find this house. And you see what I mean by me drawing something big in the front and then surrounded it by a whole bunch of other stuff in the background? You know what I mean? So that gives you dimension, that gives you depth. See, the burglar pops out into the foreground and the house recedes in the background like that. So that's probably something you should think about when you're drawing your drawings. It makes more of a complete drawing when you do stuff in the beginning or in the foreground, on the front, and in the back. Then, Mr. Jordan, I started doing some stuff on, I drew this one character out of my mind. This is like nobody in particular. I was just drawing this guy, and I decided to just draw him. I don't know who that is, but I drew him. And I drew him from a perspective of like if he was on stage speaking, I was in the front row looking up at him. That's why you can see clearly up his nostrils. And you know what I decided to do? You know, sometimes you could just draw somebody's hair and just draw a circle and fill it in with a color. I decided to draw every little strand of his hair. See how I did that? Every little strand. And I didn't finish the hair because that was really time consuming. But notice when you draw your stuff, anything that's really time consuming, it really looks good when you're done. You know, really looks good. So that is a caricature I never finished when I was little, when I was young. I think I was about 15 or 16 or 17 or something like that, drawing stuff like this. So that's my sketchbook. But then I started getting more sophisticated with my drawing. I started doing a whole bunch of computer graphics, computer stuff, and that is what you can get into later. But right now, your pencil drawings do a lot more for you than a computer will right now. So really concentrate on your pencil work. But once you do your pencil work down and you get all that stuff down, it looks really good. And then maybe you want to transfer it into computers. And I transferred mine into computers because I wanted to get a job doing it. And so once I started doing that, people started noticing my drawings and people started calling me for jobs. And, you know, people start putting me in their magazines and all of that stuff. Like, here is here's an old article. I mean, old article about me when I did my Black History thing on the computer. I did a Black History illustration, and it did a story about me in the newspaper on Black History. Yeah, the fade was happening back then, but you know, it was a fun time. I did this Black History thing, and it sold out. I mean, people wanted that for miles around different states. So that's one thing I did. And then when somebody wanted me to be in their brochure for artists, And there I is right there. I'm in the brochure. Another brochure they wanted me to be in back when I was younger. You know, actually there was a conference going on, and they said, hey, we need to tell people coming to the conference how to find themselves around, or how to find their way around town. Well, not around town, but around the hotel. So I did this little computer graphic floor by floor little cutaway of the hotel that everybody stays in and stuff, and that was pretty cool. They put it in the brochure, and then they included me in the brochure somewhere in here. Now, where am I? Oh, put me in here. There I is. Then another magazine picked up some stuff and put me in here, and I thought it was pretty cool. There I is. That's my Emily jet pose. Yeah, that's my Emily jet pose. Anyway, one of my biggest accomplishments, and then I'm gonna say this and I'm gonna kind of let you go. One of my biggest accomplishments, Jordan, was when a historical figure, one of the most important people in my town, called me. Now let me tell you who this is. It was Dr. Charles H. Wright. There's a huge museum where I live named after him. And he called me. He passed away. He was like 90 years old. But he called me and said, hey, look, I'm writing a book and I need a cover for my book, and I heard you draw. I was like, wow, yeah, I could do this, but I was very scared because I want him to like it. And this is the book cover I did. And it's called The National Medical Association Demands Equal Opportunity. Nothing more, nothing less. Now, I look at this book cover now, and I did a ton of things different. But that's where I was at the time. And I drew a little stethoscope in 3D, and I drew a gavel, because what this book is talking about, you ever heard of the American Medical Association? Well, the National Medical Association is the black version of that, and they were never recognized. None of the doctors were never recognized for any of their accomplishments or anything, and he was one of those doctors, and he wrote a book chronicling all of the accomplishments those doctors made. And I had the opportunity to draw his book cover because he heard about my artwork. And the only way you hear about people's artwork is to draw. You gotta draw. Gotta keep drawing. And speaking of that museum that's named after Dr. Charles H. Wright, I was asked when they built the museum, I was asked to draw it in 3D so people can know how to get around, and I was thrilled to do that. And here's that brochure. This is the building, and I drew that on a computer. But all my computer drawing and all that stuff all stems from that pencil and that paper. And don't be afraid of white paper. I mean, it's okay to use your mom's computer paper. It's okay to use your mom's computer paper. But if she gets you a sketch pad, Jordan, dude, that is the best thing in the world, man. You can just sketch and keep going. Because your mama's going to need her paper. Draw on anything. I mean, but it's particularly if you get a sketch pad. Use that. So, Jordan, I just want you to know, man, you are so talented. I've seen your drawings. You are talented. Keep going. Keep going. Don't stop drawing. Don't stop drawing. If that's what's in your heart to do and it's fun, do it. People will start calling you and saying, Jordan, Could you draw this for me? I'll give you $100, $200, $500. And you be like, cool.